Welcome to the CAD Builder video tutorial series. This video will review the partition and divider options available within the interior joints category. These will determine how partitions or dividers will connect or interact with other interior parts within a cabinet. For this video, we are using a framed construction method. So for our example, we will select the Trial Framed Butt Joint Full Overlay option. Let's open the Interior Joints section and navigate down to the Partition folder. Once opened, you will see all the options available. The first one, Partition to Finished Back, indicates how the partition connects to the interior side of the finished back. We will leave this connection at None so that it stays as a simple butt joint. For the unfinished back, we have a few options on the right side of the screen. Connect partition to back will connect it to the interior side of the back. Extend partition to back will extend it to the exterior side of the back. And lastly, extend partition to case back will extend it to the back of the case by splitting the back into multiple parts, as can be seen in this image. For our framed example, we will select Connect Partition to Back. Here again, we will leave this connection at None so that it stays as a simple butt joint, which is common for both framed and frameless construction. Next, we need to specify the type of connection to the full top, whether we want it to connect to the top, extend to the top, which will extend to the exterior side of a top, or extend to the frame top. In this case, the partition will extend to the top of a face frame. For today, we will keep this on the first option. Here, we will assign the trial through dado for the connection to the top, since the front will be covered by the face frame, and these are simpler to cut and assemble. For the frameless cabinets, however, we should use the trial half-blind dado connection so that we won't see the joint from the front of the cabinet and so that it does not interfere with edge banding on the front parts. Now, if we have top stretchers instead of a top, we can set those connections up here. We can have the partition connect to the bottom side of a top stretcher, or we can extend it to the exterior side of a top stretcher or to the top of a face frame as you see here. Let's stick with the first option, to the bottom of the stretcher. Here again, we will assign the connection to the trial through dado for framed cabinets or half-blind dado for frameless. Connecting the partition to the bottom panel will be much the same way as to the full top. However, we now have an additional option of extending the partition to the floor as well. The image above will indicate what this will look like. This too would be set to the trial through dado or the half-blind dado connection depending on the construction method chosen. The last three connections for the partition are to a simple shelf, a fixed shelf, and a drawer stretcher. In the images on the right, you can see how these different parts would connect to a partition, again giving you the option to keep the default interior joint or to change to a different type of connection in that instance. The dividers will typically work in the same manner as the partitions, so we will go ahead and assign the same connection we used for the previous options, starting with the finished and unfinished backs, then the full top and the stretcher top, the bottom panel, the simple and fixed shelves, and lastly the drawer stretcher. Now that we have seen how divider and partition connections are configured in the interior section, we will explore the nailer and shelf nailer internal part joints in the next video. Thank you, and we will see you then. To view additional video tutorials, please visit www.cabbuildersoftware.com/training.